All right. Hello, 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 friends. It has been another hot minute since I made my last video, going over what's been going on this project. Again, not that I always really like talk about much, but um, just having a little bit of a busy day. I'm getting ready to go on a business trip, but I, for some reason, thought that this would be a good opportunity to just kind of go over a couple things because we've been up to a lot, which I think has been great. Um, So essentially, I think in the last video that I did, I said that we were breaking meetings up into development meetings and art meetings, and I think that has been pretty successful so far. I think we're getting a lot done. The dev team is slowly building out uh, a combat system for our game, and the art team we're slowly pulling out concept art and blocking out the first town. The town I can go into it a different time, but the town that we have chosen the game to start in, that we want to just like test the game in for a variety of reasons, just is like a little more complicated. So there's a lot of considerations that we have to make, but in a way, I think that's good because we're learning a lot like as we go. Like if we did something really simple, I think like a lot of this other like certain elements we wouldn't really learn until we got to something a little bit more intermediate. And I think that starting with biting off a bigger chunk right now kind of is teaching us more about like what we have to do to like set ourselves up properly for the future, which I think is good. So uh, nothing bad about that. As I always say, even if it takes a while, I'm okay with that. Like there's no time frame on this project. People have like life stuff going on right now, so I'm not like pushing people to like go crazy on time frames or like how much they're delivering. I'm trying to help everybody like set their own goals and just keep them on track for like when they want to send that stuff over. But I try to be as flexible as possible. But that has been good. We have a composer now, and he's been churning out some really fun stuff. Um, I'm very happy with the work he's been doing. Very proud of that. Um, and it really helps like everybody feel like stuff is coming along because now we got like music and like there's like a feeling and a little bit of a soundscape to like what we're doing. Um, it goes through revisions and everything, but I think it's still really exciting to see. Um, and I've been feeling particularly motivated, which is good. So I've been helping out with blocking stuff out and doing some modeling and art stuff. And then the guys on the development team were saying that they could teach me some stuff about development, which is a little scary to me. But I want to be open to it, and I think it would be helpful if I understand what they're talking about, as I always say. Um, so if we find some time somewhere along the way to do that, I'd be down. Um, but I think it's going well. Like in my head, like as things are progressing, I'm thinking about certain things that we need to get done in terms of, um, we're blocking out the environment right now, but then we have to like update the environment and textures and do like scene setting and bring that from Blender into Unreal and figuring out like when certain things should be uh, modeled in more detail or textured better. Like figure out import parameters because it gets confusing, like not only for the environment but for characters as well, which gets pretty complicated because then they have to start moving and there's animation, and um, it's just like a whole different ball of wax for different textures, and it gets complicated. And then integrating that into a game that like not only like looks how we want but like functions how we want as well. Um, there's like a lot of layers, and I think if you had asked me last year, like when we started this project, or I had this idea, I'd be like, oh yeah, like this is like how it would kind of be, and like you know, there's a lot of unknowns because I've like never really used Unreal or designed a game in any like at all really. Um, I was kind of in the mindset of like, oh, like we'll get there when we get there, and we're kind of getting there. So it's complicated, but the good thing is that I don't feel like it's an impossibility. I think that like we have the means to figure it out. I think it's mostly a time and energy thing, as a lot of things in life are. So, um, honestly, I think that's the best thing that I can ask for right now. So, ideally, we will keep just like plugging away at stuff and slowly, little by little, build up what we got. And I think originally we had like a date set for like mid June, no, not or early June, beginning June, to have like a prototype done. I don't know if that's gonna happen. The schedule has kind of shifted as like we've gone along in the process, but I'm not in any way like upset about that. I think like the amount of work that we've done so far and like the consistency at which we work and that people show up and come to meetings and like we're working on it, I think that is fantastic and it makes me really happy and I'm really proud of like my team so far. Um yeah, so I think it's just about like keeping the motivation to like like I always say plugging away at it. And I think at least personally for myself, like when I think about these things like modeling into texturing into animation into importing into implementing, um in my head it like I can kind of follow the through line of all that and it makes sense to me. But then sitting down to actually do it is a little bit intimidating. So, um, and I think that probably other people go through that as well. And so airing that out, like speaking that out loud is a little helpful. But um, yeah, I think just finding the strength and the motivation and the time and the energy to figure it out is like really what we should be focusing on right now. So we just got to keep up with it. But yeah, I'll end it here because otherwise I'm just gonna say yeah we just got to do it. We just got to do it. So I'm going on a business trip this week, so I will be doing meetings, but I don't know how much like I'll actually get to work physically on the project myself. So when I get back, I will be doing it. I wanna keep plugging away, and I've been feeling really good about it. So thank you to whoever watches this, and I think that's about it. Okay, thanks. Love you. Bye.